Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football Update Show. It's Thursday Night Football Week 8, and I'll break down the game in just a moment. But first, here is today's Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football Trivia question. And it's a Atlanta Falcons trivia question. Who was the Falcons' first pick in the first round of the 2001 NFL Draft? I will have the answer later on the podcast. Well, it's Thursday Night Football Week 8. We have a great NFC South matchup going on right now for you tonight. The Atlanta Falcons and the Carolina Panthers have been squaring off at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina, and Atlanta is beating Carolina in the fourth, 25-17, with 9:02 to go in the fourth. And it's fourth and fifth of the Atlanta 49. Carolina has the ball. And it's been one of those games where it's seesawed back and forth. This has been one of them. And let's enjoy the Falcons. Great. When you crack open the book that tells the history of the Atlanta Falcons, Matt Ryan and Julio Jones will each have chapters of their own. Each of them offer up Hall of Fame numbers. Ryan owning a spot in the Falcons Chronicle for every notable passing statistic, with Jones the all-time leader in receptions and yards, and closing in on Roddy White's TD tally. Upon these trying Falcons times, aka the last three seasons, this tandem of terrific has stayed the course of sharing a different spotlight as the faces of the franchise, and putting up impressive numbers. Even if victories didn't correspond, it would seem that even amid some trading rumblings, but Ryan and Jones are staying in Atlanta. Ryan somewhat quietly leading the NFL with 2,181 yards passing. Jones has produced 16 catches for 234 and a pair of touchdowns over the last two games, battling through an ailing hammy and now dealing with a hip injury. Regardless of what the future holds, they continue to provide a reason to watch the Falcons and appreciate their talents. There's no shortage of standout wideouts in this one. There are a few receivers in the history of the game who can boast better resumes than the aforementioned Mr. Jones. However, on Thursday, there's a cavalcade of dynamic receiving threats aside from Jones, each of them having produced better statistical success so far this season. Robbie Anderson has been propelled by his Jets exodus and is turning in a sensational season amid his reunion with Ruley, as he boasts 46 receptions, tied for fifth in the NFL, and 640 yards receiving, second in the NFL. And meanwhile, teammate DJ Moore has 57 yards, is seventh in the NFL, is averaging a resounding 18.3 yards per catch, and is coming off a two-touchdown showing against the Saints. In the Panthers' win over the Falcons in Week 5, Moore had 4 catches for 93 yards and a score, while Anderson had 8 catches for 112 yards. Each of them unsurprising showings against a troubled Atlanta secondary. As for the Falcons' receiving corps, perhaps most surprising is that Jones isn't leading the way. Calvin Ridley is becoming a force and has team highs of 40 grabs, 615 yards, and is third in the NFL, and 6 TDs, second in the NFL. And Calvin Ridley left the game in the first quarter, and he is ruled out for the rest of this game tonight, and probably the Falcons' next game as well. The NFC South has become a haven for some very exciting, talented, and wide receivers, and a collection of them will be displayed on Thursday night, and they have been tonight. Meanwhile, the Panthers are coming off a 3-point loss to the Saints last week. Teddy Bridgewater is really hoping to bounce back and have a great game against the Falcons tonight. And now Atlanta's got the ball back, and it's 1st and 10 at the Atlanta 22 with 6:49 left to go in the fourth in the game. And expect the Panthers offense to really keep Matt Ryan out of the pocket, and expect the Panthers defense to really hold down the Falcons offense in this game tonight. So this has been one of those games where it's seesawed back and forth. So I gotta tell you, and I will have more on this in just a moment, but right now it is time to reveal the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football trivia question. Who was the Falcons' first pick in the first round of the 2001 NFL Draft? And if you said Michael Vick, you are correct. Michael Vick played quarterback at Virginia Tech. He left college early and entered the 2001 NFL Draft. Vick's 2006 season made NFL history as he was the first NFL quarterback to rush for more than 1,000 yards in a season. I'll have another trivia question on my next podcast, which will be on Scott Sports 101 NFL Football Sunday, so stay tuned for that. Now, getting back to tonight's game, I'm going to give you some updates here. It's with 6:20 to go in the fourth in the game, and they really the Falcons kicked the field goal in the first quarter. It was 3-0, and they got as far as the Carolina 20. And then the Falcons scored their first touchdown of the game, and then it was 7, and the next one was good, and it was 7-3. First quarter, Panthers first quarter, and then Atlanta kicked the field goal. They got as far as the 37-yard line of the Carolina 37, and the field goal attempt was good, and then it was 7-6 at the end of the first quarter. The Panthers scored their second touchdown of the game. The extra point was good, and it was 14-6. Panthers second quarter. And then the Falcons scored their first touchdown of the game, and it was a Matt Ryan scrambled into the end zone, right into the end zone for the 13-yard touchdown. The extra point was good, and it was 14-13. And then Atlanta got the ball back, and they kicked a field goal. They were at the Carolina 36. And the field goal was good, and it was 16-14 Atlanta at the break. And then Atlanta kicked another field goal. They got as far as the Carolina 29, and then it was 19-14 Atlanta. And then Atlanta kicked another field goal in the third. Carolina kicked one in the third, and they got as far as the Atlanta 39, and the 39-yard field goal was good. It was 19-17 at the end of the third quarter, and then Atlanta, Todd Gurley left guard for the 3-yard touchdown, and it was 25-17 Atlanta, and that's where we stand right now with 5:34 left to go in the fourth. So that's just about going to wrap it up for the Scott Sports 101. For the Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football pregame update show. I'll be back with the Scott Sports 101 NFL Thursday Night Football postgame show once the game has concluded. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day and every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1, I'm done.